If I told you that 3% of the market went away last week, we had a 3% drop in overall inventory, actually in one day, would you believe me? Well, it happened, and I'll show you why. Welcome back to Jaymes Willoughby's This Week in Austin Real Estate. Let's dive in. Jumping back into the real estate stats for last week, we saw that we had 12,000 plus listings the last week of August, yet at the end of the first Sunday here in September, we dropped to 11,751. So that amounts to nearly a 3% drop in inventory in just 1 week. In fact, it might have all happened in one day, and I'll show you why here in a minute. Let's dive in and look at some other statistics. New actives versus new pending listings. We look at this every week. Our pendings jumped from 673 up to 756 last week, which is a positive. Definitely positive development. Didn't necessarily expect that. Now this is business ending on Sunday, so a lot of that happened maybe the weekend before. It was recorded maybe Monday or Tuesday of last week. Now the number of active listings also slid down a little bit, so we only had 708 new listings. If you look back at this, if I pull my cursor out, you can see that the graph is inverted again, and that's good for inventory overall. And let's find out why our inventory dropped. So here's the failed listings graph, and you can see here right off the bat that September 1, first Sunday in September, we had 580 listings expire or withdrawn out of the MLS. Now this happens at the end of every month, where you can see it gets very spiky. We just happen to have 580, which is the highest number of failed listings in 1 month, really the entire year. Now, if you look back at the graph here, you can see it was higher at the first week of January, but that was from December, okay? So the end of the year, last year, we had 651, which is always expected because a lot of people call it quits at the end of the year. Going into September, we had 580 people quit selling their homes, which amounted to a pretty decent shift overall in the amount of inventory. Now that brings us to the all-important, what we call absorption rate here, weeks of inventory on the market. So the blue is this year. You can see we kind of peaked last month, almost 18 weeks of inventory. That's the highest it's been all year. And then it dropped back down because the number of homes for sale has decreased, and we had a slight increase in the amount of sales week over week. So it brought us down to 15.5 weeks of inventory. But it ought to be interesting to see how busy Labor Day weekend was. In terms of recorded sales that will be recorded on Labor Day itself, and today, which is Tuesday, and all throughout the week, things that happen over the weekend will actually show up in the computer in the MLS as pending. We'll see if we keep this low on absorption rate next week. I think you'll see a jump, but nonetheless, that's to be expected because of the holiday weekend. So I predict with the interest rates dropping that we might have a pretty decent September in terms of number of sales, number of pending sales. And if your home is priced right and it's staged well, condition is good, there is no reason at all why your home should not sell in September 2024. If you have any questions on what's going on specifically in your neck of the woods, let us know, because we'll do a specific analysis on your home and your neighborhood to tell you what's going on specifically in your area. Until next week, have a good one. Enjoy this amazing weather, and we'll talk to you soon.